Arr, mateys. So someone requested that I do a vid with my thoughts on internet pirating. So it's an interesting subject. I looked into it. I found some interesting statistics, actually. One thing that I saw that was pointed out was that despite what people like the record industry will try to lead you to believe, pirating is not stealing. When you go into a store, if you go into a store, you take an item off the shelf, put it in your pocket, and walk out of the store, there is one less of that item on the shelf for someone else to buy, and therefore just a little bit less profit for that store to make. Because that is a physical object. It costs money to make that. When you pirate, you download a copy of something. An item on the shelf just doesn't magically poof up into a burst of smoke when you push that download button. Now, there's also the argument that it could be theft because you're not paying for an album you would have paid for if you hadn't pirated it. Well, here I'm going to quote Steve Murphy from the Perpetual Post. He says, just because someone downloads something that's easily available doesn't mean that if asked to pay for it, they'd pony up the cash. People are more likely to take a chance on something they know nothing about if it's free. If you, say you are in a record store, a CD store, you see a band on this shelf that you've never heard of. Never ever heard of them. You know nothing about them. Are you more likely to buy that album or go home and pirate it just to check it out? An interesting statistic from this article on the Perpetual Post and from The Guardian, guardian.co.uk, both these links will be in the description, is that a study has shown that people who pirate music are 10 times more likely to go and buy the music afterwards. Pirating is free advertising. People use it as a type of preview method. A risk-free way to see what the music is like, to see if it's worth buying. Another interesting thing is a statistic that has shown that bands actually make more money from concerts than they do through CDs and whatnot. When a person pirates a music, they become a fan of the band without paying for the CD. However, you can't pirate the concert experience. So even though a person has never bought a CD from a certain band, if that band comes into the area for a concert, even though that person has never given them money before, there's a good chance they're going to go and pony up the cash for the concert. A concert typically costs merchandising, everything. You know, most people do get some sort of souvenir. They get snacks, they get all this. Concert can cost up to 10 times the price of a CD. A lot of bands don't even release that many albums in their entire career. Some bands have actually caught on to this statistic and have started releasing albums for free to boost their concert sales. For instance, back in '07, Radiohead released an album for free. Prince has released an album for free. In fact, after he released his free album, he announced a 21 location tour that actually all 21 tour dates sold out completely. Actually, just this Christmas, the Gorillaz are releasing an album for free. So, you know, statistics say that pirating does not hurt the record industry. Quite the contrary, it actually makes them money. And if the whole basis of the music pirating is wrong argument is that it's making these bands lose money, then the whole argument pretty much collapses in upon itself. That's how I see it anyway.